Kyle Kulinski from Secular Talk exposed a lie by omission from PragerU, and I wanted to highlight this because there's a broader point to be made about this that I want to stress to you guys, because this is a very, very strong common misconception, and it's just pure misinformation. So check this out. We're going to come back and talk about it.
Hey, Kyle, so a title on a PragerU video that says Democrats were for the KKK. Your thoughts? They were. Back when they were the conservative party. That's the part they never tell you. Okay, listen, if anybody makes that point to you in a serious way, like Democrats were the KKK, immediately file them in your mind under hack, partisan hack. Because what they're not telling you is political realignment is a concept that exists. And there was a time in American history where there was what's called a political realignment. There were Southern racist Democrats called Dixiecrats who were conservative. And when Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, he famously said, Democrats just lost the South for a generation. And he knew that all of those racists would flee to the Republican Party because he, a Democrat, was signing black rights into law. So when they tell you Democrats were the KKK, you say, right, before the political realignment. Now where are all those voters? They're in the Republican Party. So that he's right. He's technically right, but it's so misleading to not give you the context of it. So he's just a hack. PragerU is a fucking hack.
So Kyle is right there. And this is something that I wanted to talk about because it is something that I have seen a lot, and it's something that I get questions a lot about. You know, people always ask me, what do you say to people who say that the Democrats were of the KKK? Someone who really likes to propagate this type of stuff is Dinesh D'Souza. He's someone who really focuses on something like this, and there are other Republicans who do this as well. There are a lot of people who also, still to this day deny the Southern strategy, in which both Barry Goldwater and Richard Nixon opposed the Civil Rights Act, and they were attempting to basically, campaign on slowing down segregation so that they can get votes from people in the South, the Dixiecrats. So, again, and this is something that's, I want to talk about also because I had made an entire video debunking this whole article that was put on louderwithcrowder.com that said that Dylan Roof was a liberal activist. Not even that he was a Democratic activist, saying that he was a Democratic Party activist, but rather that he was a liberal activist, which is obviously massively stupid. And in their own article, they prove that the Southern strategy was a real thing, and that the political realignment really did happen, because if the person who raised the Confederate flag in South Carolina was a Democrat, now the person who took it down was a Republican. Now I think that we would both agree, and this is just factual, that the people in control of the legislatures in South Carolina were conservative, right? They were conservative. So if they're both conservatives, then wouldn't that mean that they switched parties, but they remained conservative? Yes, because that's exactly what the fuck happened. So anybody who tells you this lie of omission of, the Democrats were of the KKK. Yeah, motherfucker, when they were the conservatives. So what? What does that have to do with anything right now? And this is a really fucking big problem, and I really wanted to talk about this because this is like I said, it's a huge piece of misinformation. And a lot of the right wing runs on memes and very dumb memes, right? And there was this one kind of, meme where it showed like the vote counts for the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. 13 abolished slavery, 14th, brought equal protection under the law, and 15th gave black people the right to vote. And, it shows that the Democrats massively voted against it, but it was the Republicans who voted for it. It's like, yes, motherfucker, because the parties were flipped. So when people do stuff like this, they're just trying to make massive amounts of disinformation, and I wanted to make sure that you guys know about this, not only because I want you guys to know, but if you see a piece of misinformation like that, lies by omission, and, misinformation, debunk it, disprove it to their face. Whether or not you see it as a meme or someone tells you, let them know, because this is a serious piece of misinformation. And Kyle was right in saying that if somebody makes that point, essentially two things, right? Number one, they're already using misinformation as a tactic to basically trick you, to lie to you. So keep that in mind, that they're a fraudster, basically. And number two, that they're probably pretty stupid. So, this is something that was very important that I wanted to talk about make sure that, you know, you're always aware of this kind of disinformation and misinformation.